What if the rules you've been told to follow your whole life, the ones that say they will keep you safe and happy, are actually a trap? What if the easy path, the one that tells you to be quiet, not cause trouble, and always trust the people in charge without asking questions? Have you ever had that bad feeling in your tummy when a boss, a group, or even your friends are all doing something that just feels wrong? That feeling like you should just nod and agree to ignore what you think is right, just so everyone gets along. We've all been there. We're taught to believe this is how we keep things peaceful. It's secretly the most dangerous path of all. It's a trap that quietly stops us from being our best selves and can lead all of us to bad places. They chose to ignore what their own eyes were telling them so they wouldn't feel weird for being the only one who was different. They didn't agree because they believed the wrong answer. They agreed because the pressure from the group was too much. We give up our own ideas for the comfy feeling of belonging. We start letting the group, or whoever is in charge, make our choices for us. Following without thinking feels safe, but it's like slowly giving up our freedom, our power, and our job to do what's right. It shows us what we do every day. It's the meeting at work where everyone agrees with a bad idea because the boss suggested it. The answer isn't to just break all the rules. It's the power to look at the world not as someone who just gets told things, but as someone who thinks about them. When someone tells you to do something, or when a whole group agrees on something, fight the feeling that you have to act right away. When you're given a rule or an order, ask why it's there. This isn't about being difficult. It's about understanding. A good leader with good reasons won't mind being questioned. Make it a habit to listen to ideas that are different from yours. Follow thinkers you don't agree with. Read books by people who see the world differently. It starts not with a big action, but with a simple question. So, I have one for you. What's one rule you've followed, or one thing you've believed, just because you were told to, that you are now ready to question? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your story could be the little light that helps someone else start their own journey. A strong opinion isn't one that's been hidden from attack. It's one that has been challenged and is still standing. In a world that pushes us into groups where everyone thinks the same, looking for different ideas is a brave thing to do. The trap of following without thinking is real, and it is built on our deep needs to feel safe and to belong. But your own mind is even more powerful. Escaping this trap isn't about wrecking everything. It's about building a stronger, more real version of yourself. It's about making sure that what you do shows what you believe in and the choices you have made. Asking why is how we learn the difference between a good rule and a rule that's there just because someone said so. Just stop, take a breath. This simple step makes a little space between what others want and what you do. In that space, you can start asking questions. Ask yourself, does this make sense to me? Does this feel right? What could happen later if we do this? It's the habit of looking at rules, asking if they make sense, and making your own smart choices instead of just believing what you're told. It's choosing to think before you act. And by doing that, you won't just be free, you will finally find the real you. The answer is to build up the one skill that following without thinking is meant to stop. Thinking for yourself. We can make ourselves feel better by saying, I was just following orders. That one sentence has been used as an excuse for some of the worst things people have ever done. It happens when big companies do bad things because employees follow wrong orders from their bosses. Getting better at thinking for yourself is like working out a muscle. You don't start with the heaviest weight. Start small. Share a different opinion about something that isn't a big deal. Suggest a small, smart change to a plan at work. Give an idea that no one else has thought of. Every time you do this, you get more brave and better at standing up for your ideas. It happens in groups where followers accept dangerous ideas without asking any questions. You can respect a leader, a parent, or a friend without agreeing with everything they say. Asking questions in a nice way doesn't show disrespect. It shows you care. Talk about the idea, not the person who said it. That leads to good talks, not arguments. And it happens in our own lives. Every time we follow a path someone else chose for us, which stops us from being creative and doing our best. Obeying without thinking stops new and better ideas from happening because it tells people not to ask questions. It makes whole groups of people easy to trick because people who don't ask questions are easy to control. These were normal, good people. But with a person in charge telling them what to do, they were able to do something they thought was very painful to another person, and wrong because it was just easier to go along with everyone else. How much of your own greatness has been wasted just so you don't cause any trouble? It's the family dinner where you don't say anything about a mean joke just to keep things peaceful. It's when people on social media all attack someone and others join in without even thinking about it, just because it's the popular thing to do. It's about understanding the feelings that push you to just fit in, and finally learning how to be your own person. Think about it. It starts with our parents, then our teachers, and almost every group we join teaches it to us. It's not just about small arguments. The results of obeying without question can be terrible. When wanting to fit in takes over a group, it leads to something called groupthink. This is when the need for everyone to agree is more important than looking at other ideas. If you disagree, people treat you like you're not on their team, and thinking for yourself is stopped. This always leads to bad choices. It comes from a very old, deep need to feel like you belong and are liked by your group. And in many cases, this is a good thing. But when it happens without thinking, when we stop thinking for ourselves and just accept what the group does, it turns into something bad. Following without thinking. Follow the rules, respect the leaders, and you'll get good things. This is sold to us as the main rule for how we all live together. But under this, there's a strong feeling inside us, the need to fit in. But always obeying without thinking is a hidden trap. From the time we're born, we're taught to obey. Fitting in just means changing how you act and think to be like a group. The problem is that this feeling, which was meant to keep us safe, slowly builds a cage around our mind. So, let me ask you, how many times have you ignored your own feeling of what's right? So if following without thinking is the trap, how do we get out? Thinking for yourself is the cure. First, learn to pause. Second, always ask why. Kids are great at this, but we are taught to stop doing it. Get that curiosity back. Third, be a little brave in small ways. Fourth, learn to separate the idea from the person. And finally, try to find people who disagree with you. This path of thinking for yourself isn't easy, but it's so the pressure to fit in is always there, and it's very strong. Stop letting other people drive your life. It's time for you to take the wheel. Question the directions. Check the map.